Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. Trending news by way of the objective perspective, okay? Let's get right to it. Bronny James, 18-year-old eldest son of basketball superstar LeBron James, this past Monday, suffered a cardiac arrest during basketball practice at the University of Southern California. Not a heart attack. A heart attack is different, okay? We're going to talk about that shortly. He's home. The family is asking for privacy, of course. However, LeBron James is the biggest, some would say the greatest, not me, but, the greatest basketball player, all-time scoring leader, the NBA. We want answers. We're nosy. We're nosy, Bronny James, for those who don't know, he's only 6'3". He's not a 7-foot guy. So I'm a little concerned about, his athletic ability. Will he have to work harder at that height, Phone lines open right now. Cash App, Super Chat. Also, let me just say this. Well, let me put this on the table now. A heart attack, according to multiple sources, is when one of the coronary arteries becomes blocked. The heart muscle is robbed of its vital blood supply, and if left untreated, will begin to die because it's not getting enough oxygen. That's a heart attack, okay? Bronny suffered cardiac arrest, which is this. A cardiac arrest is when a person's heart stops pumping blood around their body and they stop breathing normally. I'm a high school dropout, but, I'm a man of experience, knowledge, and wisdom, and a reader, yada, yada, yada. It sounds like at some point in Bronny's life, he may need a heart pacer. A heart pacer. Also, not to compare humans to dogs, but I had 5 teacup chihuahuas, years ago, and the male had a heart murmur and passed it on, according to the vets, to 2 out of the 3 puppies, a heart murmur, and one of them died at an early age. Anyway, so that's my main topic. I'm sorry. Good evening, troll babies. I'm back in the building. I'll tell you guys about New York and North Jersey later. Had a great time, very productive, but tonight I want to get focused early, okay? Also, my showrunner, let me take a little time here and get myself situated, okay? And I'm sipping Black Girl Magic tonight, red blend, first time, cheers. Okay. My showrunner, the biggest rat in history, or the biggest New York rat in history. Salute to Maine the Milkman on Behind the Bar 2.0 and 3.0, okay? And Maine is a younger content creator, social engineer. He's always been very supportive to my brand over the years, and he acknowledges me, and I appreciate that. So I watch his show from time to time, and many of the other, younger content creators. If you don't know, I salute them. I don't get involved in any back and forth beef, tension, and or drama. I'm too old for that, and that's not what I want to be known for. However, Maine the Milkman, I became familiar with a guy by the name of Zip with the Drip. Did I say that right? Zip with the Drip. So this young man, he's done time in the penitentiary. I'm not sure how many years. He's been going back and forth with someone from my generation, Brian Glaze Gibbs, right? Let me say right now, this is not meant to antagonize or amp up any beef, but I want to approach this particular topic. If anybody knows Brian Glaze Gibbs and he wants to call in, he is welcome to. He will be respected. If anybody knows Zip with the Drip and he wants to call in, not at the same time because I don't want to, cause any tension, but he can call in as well. So this guy, Zip with the Drip, pulled out paperwork on Brian Glaze Gibbs. And I didn't know some of the things that, according to the paperwork, Glaze, I'm going to call him Glaze because he's from my generation. I didn't know some of the things, according to the paperwork, that he did by way of telling. Now, I'm a proud rat, in case you don't know. Star spelled backwards is rats. I've owned up to it. Never scared of the penitentiary. I was just too arrogant to go. And I would put gun charges on other people. I was born in 1964. You know the story. However, I want to talk about who is the biggest New York rat in history. I got some notes. Hang on a second. And salute to Rich from Ruckus Radio, because he's another great social engineer. He's got a channel. I'm going to promote him later. Ruckus Radio podcast. He reminded me of some of those dirty Italians. I'm half Neapolitan Italian, in case you don't know. Because I put together a list, and then Rich said, well, you can't forget, some of your people. So let me put these names on the table. You guys can chime in, and we will get right to our main topic, Bronny James. But the biggest New York rats in history, okay? Have you guys ever heard of Joe Valancia? Yes, no, maybe? Joe Valancia, man, he told, he's on my list. Henry Hill Jr., he's on the list. Leroy Nicky Barnes, he's on the list, okay? Brian Glaze Gibbs, he's on the list too. But let me just say this about Brian Glaze Gibbs. Born in Bed-Stuy and raised in the Cypress Hill houses in East New York. I'm not sure if I've ever crossed paths with him. I moved to New York in 1981. You guys know my story. I hung out with the Shower Posse, and I was at dance hall clubs. But this guy, here's what I can appreciate about him. And this is why I'm not going to try and fuel anything between him and Zip with the Drip. Glaze owns up to things, and he preaches redemption. I respect that. He's got a book. I'm going to promote his book. I have not read his book, but he preaches redemption, and he tries to help the younger people. I respect that, okay? But he is on the list. Alpo. Oh, Alpo had to be on the list, yes? And Daniel Hernandez, along with Sammy the Bull Gravano, okay? So that's the New York list that I have. Honorable mention to Frank Lucas, but Frank Lucas is not born and raised. Was not born and raised. He was born in North Carolina. I'm not sure at what point he moved to New York, but he died in New Jersey, and to my knowledge, lived in New Jersey for most of his drug dealing time. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but Frank Lucas is not New York born and bred, okay? So who is the biggest New York rat in history, okay? That's my showrunner. And I'm also going to talk about the movie. I watched part of it. They cloned Tyrone. I watched part of this. Honestly, I fell asleep. It wasn't trash. I'm going to try and finish watching it, but it just, the whole, everybody's so mad and angry and drug dealing and just, I said, oh, Jesus. I have to be in the mood for those types of films. But if you guys want to call in and spoil it, please do, okay? They cloned Tyrone, movie review, and the biggest New York rat in history, okay? Sit tight on the phones. I see you guys, all right? What else do I want to say here? Okay, so also I have a technician coming tomorrow, and I'm getting a backup battery because I'm now back in Stone Harbor, New Jersey. For those who don't know, I moved out of Woodstock, Georgia. I had my fun. I was there since 2019, but I wanted to be on the beach. I'm back in Stone Harbor. I purchased this home in 2004, and I'm loving it. I'm waking up on the beach. However, when it rains, there's power surges and the internet goes out, all right? So just in case that happens tonight, I just want to give you an update, all right? Okay. Also, this Black Girl Magic is kind of nice. Also, Florida Boy Jay, or anybody who can talk to me about sports, holy smokes, I hope this is a fake PR story. Jaylen Brown signed, according to multiple reports, the biggest NBA deal in history. Yes, no, troll babies? Jaylen Brown, and I'm not going to mention this woman's name, but there's a rumor that he is dating someone in her 40s, a grandmother. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Do you miss Kevin Samuels like I do? Tell me that's cap, as you guys say. Please tell me that's cap, that Jaylen Brown is dating a 42, a grandmother. I'm not promoting her name. You can go to the New York Post to see the story. That's the woman who I unfollowed a couple of, IG pages because they kept promoting her. I'm like, well, who's spending money to promote this chick? I don't want to wake up on a goddamn Monday and her fat ass is in front of my face, okay? All right, hang on a second. Deeds sent me a text. Deeds, what's going on? Are we okay? Oh, okay, Deeds says, the Star Report merch will be up and running this Friday. Thank you, Deeds, and she will be quarterbacking it, okay? All right, Bronny James, did he get the jab? How about we just keep it real with ourselves? Did Bronny get the jab? I saw a few people, you tagged me about supposedly he had to get the jab, the COVID shot, to play college basketball. Let me go to my best source, first and foremost, the troll babies. Did he have to get that shot to play basketball in college? 18 years of age. I have nothing sideways to say. No slick talk. I feel for LeBron and his wife, Savannah. I think that's her name. They have a decision to make, or does Bronny have a decision to make about his future? Will he continue to play basketball? Does he feel pressured to follow in his father's footsteps? His father is one of the best, if not the best, according to different sources. I do know that Shaquille O'Neal's son, or one of his sons, didn't he have open heart surgery? Does he still play basketball? Whoa. I don't want to speak for LeBron, but me personally, I think I would tell my son, hey, your basketball playing days are numbered. He might need a pacemaker, as I said earlier. Yes, no, maybe. Is there anybody that can speak from a position of knowledge? Will Bronny need a pacemaker if this happens again? When your heart stops, that's serious. It's as serious as colon cancer. Okay, let's get to the show. I really want to talk about these topics tonight. Good evening, area code 909, Bronny James, cardiac arrest. What are your thoughts? Are you up to speed?
Hey, Star. Can you hear me okay?
Somewhat, sort of. Who's this on a Wednesday?
Hi.
Hey.
It's Yvonne B. I just actually sent you two Cash Apps. My first time.
God bless you. There is no God, but God bless you. God bless you.
I love you so much. I'm not going to call you brother. But
what's going on?
I'm going to get right to the topic. I also signed up for a sponsorship today, too. So
Okay. We'll take care of that first thing in the morning.
I'm watching you smile. Look,
first
you
thing in the morning.
throwing me off now. I'm watching you smile on the screen. So let me get to these topics.
Come on.
Bronny James.
Bronny.
I think that's just absolutely horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Him, having a heart attack that young. I'm so old, I might sound young, but
cardiac arrest.
Youngest person I heard of having
not a heart attack.
Heart attack like that when I was young.
Yvonne, cardiac arrest, not a heart attack. There's a difference. Go ahead. Cardiac arrest.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that part out. I'm not gonna say no more in comparison to that.
No, it's fine. I just want you to know it's cardiac arrest. There is a difference. Mm-hmm. I broke down the difference earlier. I'll do it for you again. You sent it a donation. A heart attack is when one of the coronary arteries becomes blocked. The heart muscle is robbed of its vital blood supply. And if left untreated, will begin to die because it's not getting enough oxygen. Cardiac arrest is when a person's heart stops pumping blood around their body and they stop breathing normally. I'm clearly I'm not a doctor, I'm a high school dropout, but he may need a pacemaker. His heart stopped. Go ahead.
Oh, wow. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, and see, that's another thing I love. You always don't tell us
I try.
where we mess up at. So, yeah, now I can understand that. But just, again, young man, it seems to be happening. I do remember seeing posts from LeBron James. I think it was in 2021 when he was like, yeah, me and my whole family, we got it. I think it was in the Los Angeles Times.
The jab?
Brother Kim Muhammad, he posts like everybody that kind of gets the jab.
Right.
And what happens to them, if they, something happens to them, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a sad thing, man. And I just, I'm from Los Angeles,
okay.
And it's just like, I want to see them succeed, but sometimes I'll be thinking like, oh my gosh, LeBron, poor thing. I'm not a fan of Eric, I'm a Celtics fan. But I just hope he gets better. Prayers for the family. Don't cut me off. I just want to say who I think the biggest rat in New York history is.
Hang on. Hold on. Take your time. I'm in no rush. Are you a mother? Yvonne, right? Are you a mother?
Yes, Yvonne, yes.
Okay.
I'm a mom of three.
Okay.
Three daughters.
Okay.
And we're also going to send you a cash app, too, because we want sponsorship for their business, but that's another topic.
You got it. But now hang on a second. You're a mother. Bronny's 18.
Yes.
There has been so much talk about him being the next GOAT already before he's even touched the hardwood floor in the NBA. If this were your daughter, you don't have any sons, but at 18 and they suffered cardiac arrest, would you let he or she continue playing basketball?
Ooh, that's triple hard for me because I have no boys, so I didn't have to deal with the sports. I was a cheerleader. And my girls didn't even follow me in that.
Okay.
I just have to say on GP, no. I don't want you to continue.
Gotcha.
Period, point blank. If it's hurting you, it's hurting you. Period.
Okay.
We got to find you a job in the NBA office. You got to become a sports agent, go to college, do something else. But if it's hurting you,
right.
If it's hurting you, no, you're going to get that office job. That's what I'm pushing.
Okay.
Anything that's going to hurt my baby, no, that's idiotic. That don't make no kind of sense whatsoever. So
okay.
No, I'm not going to push you.
No.
I don't have no boys.
Okay. So the biggest New York rat in history. I went down a list. Do you want to comment or do you want me to repeat the list? I'm looking for the biggest rat.
I came in towards the end of the list. Do me an honor and please repeat them, please. I just want to see if the one I want made it on there.
Okay. Number one, Joe Valachi from the Valachi hearings. Okay. Henry Hill Jr. Okay. Leroy Nicky Barnes. Brian Glaze Gibbs. Alpo Martinez. Okay. Daniel Hernandez and Sammy the Bull Gravano. Honorable mention to Frank Lucas. He wasn't born in New York. And honorable mention to Stars, born and raised in Jersey. But who's the biggest? Who's the biggest New York rat?
Giggles and whatever we're sipping on tonight, I'm giving it to Stars, number one. Nah, I'm joking with you, man. Go ahead. Nah, he's on there. I picked, that smile. I picked Henry Hill. I'm going with Henry Hill. It's nothing like when that I don't know if I could cuss. What's the algorithm?
Go ahead and curse. Girl, you spent money. Curse up a goddamn storm. Let's go.
I don't know what that sorry son of a bitch was on, but we know he was on that day when he was like, this helicopter is following me.
He was on the powder.
Yeah, nigga, that helicopter show is following you. And any rebel rousers out there, if you ever been in any kind of trouble or you kind of like running for something, you know that feeling. You like, every policeman is looking at you, every security guard.
Yeah.
So it's just like, he was a mess. Henry Hill was a mess. And my girls are grown now, but one of them just saw Goodfellas, like for the first time. She really watched it last week, and she could not believe it. She's like, Mama, oh my God. And I'm like, like, yeah, girl, go down up there with the heels. But
well, listen, I appreciate you. I'm going to make sure Amy responds, and she'll get a hold of you in the morning, and we'll get...
she did. She's been doing an excellent job. I was kind of scared at first, but she's been doing great. But keep a lookout. We're going to go on the air in about 30 minutes.
Okay.
The G. Lou Show, Westside Wednesdays. But just keep your eye out for a star.
Thank you, darling.
Much love.
Take care now.
Definitely not calling you
Bye-bye.
brother. And you were so fine.
Oh, thank you, babe. We'll talk soon. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Have a good one.
All right, bye now.
Bye-bye.
Okay. The biggest New York rat in history. Troll babies, let me go to you guys first. The biggest New York rat in history. Can I jump out the window and say my choice right now? Joe Valachi. That piece of shit. Oh my God. He wasn't scared. He was on television. Back was a year before I was born. I was born in 64. In 63, he wasn't hiding. He didn't have no hood on his head like Nicky Barnes. And he said, I want revenge. He died in 71. Back in those days, just telling like that, you know? Henry Hill was another rat, famous rat from New York. Okay, he died in Los Angeles. Nicky Barnes. Oh, troll babies. Anybody ever heard of Nicky Barnes? That's who started getting Fly, Flashy, and Jiggy up on the cover of, I think it was the Sunday Times, Sunday edition, Mr. Untouchable. And Rudolph Giuliani said, oh, no, we're going to get that nigger. He started telling Brian Glaze Gibbs. Again, listen, I'm not... If memory serves me correctly, he was born in the back of was it a police car? In Bed-Stuy, then moved out to the Cypress Hills, East New York, the Cypress Hills houses, mid-70s. He was a killer. Well, a killer can't change its stripes. He's still a killer, but he has turned his life around. How many years did he serve in the penitentiary? I don't have all that information. Was it a decade or less? 5 or 6 bodies? Nigga told on everybody. And again, this guy Zip with the drip put the paperwork. I should put the link in my community section. The conclusion, according to the paperwork that this guy showed, they were not going to convict Glaze on the murders. Am I saying that right? He just started telling. They had him for less than 60 days. I can't clown the man. I can't clown the man. Pardon me. I started telling before I got, well, I did a week on Rikers Island, but that was in the early '80s. I never went to the penitentiary. I've been to the county jail a few times, but skid bids. And Alpo Martinez, who most of you guys know. Okay. All right. Hang on a second. Yolencia, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping, young lady. Yeah, let's talk about my New York trip later. I went into New York early yesterday morning. I'm a little pissed because I drove through the tail end of rush hour traffic. I was there all day. I'm not going to say exactly what I was doing, but very productive. And then I stayed in Manhattan at a hotel. And then I woke up in the morning and I went back to handle some more business in New York. And then I went to North Jersey and I'm back here, okay? But thank you for your donation, darling. The check-in report. Come on, Star. Sammy the Bull is the biggest rat in New York history. He got a slap on the wrist for 20 bodies, testified against the commission and Gotti. Okay, I mean, okay. I'm not trying to say you're wrong. But if you look at the time frame of what, hang on a second. Let me just pull my notes here. If you look at the time frame of what Joe Valachi did, that was crazy. To get on television, he did 15 years. Anyway, but thank you for your donation. The check and report, okay? Let's go back to the phone lines here. Area code, here's a 917 number. You calling from the New York Tri-State, 917, good evening. Talking about a few topics.
Peace.
Peace, how are you, sir?
Peace.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Good.
Yeah, as far as the rat thing goes, like, you got those 6ix9ine on the list now.
He's here.
Part of the list.
He's here. He's right here.
6ix9ine's on the list, yeah. I personally, I got to agree with the check-in report with Sammy the Bull.
Okay.
As somebody who was super active in the situations and putting it down.
Yeah.
And then flipped. You know, that was crazy. But you know what I feel, Star, it's crazy because that's like history. Yes, you're right. Like everybody you named is like televised and news, and you could check it. But we all know people personally in our neighborhoods who ratted and took a lot of people down.
Yeah,
I know people personally in my hood who, you know, that will never be televised, but it's like they're major. In my hood, they took, you know, organizations down. Like, I come from an era where there was still people making money in the street, and it was like, from the outside looking in, it just looked unstoppable. It looked like a force that could never be broken. And then when it happens, it usually be the one who was like the realest, you know, the realest one on the team that you looked up to, and it's like, damn, homie did that.
Yeah.
So
can I ask, how old are you, sir?
You know, that's
how old are you?
I'm 39. I'm 39.
Okay.
I'm born 84.
Okay,
so like when I was in.
Well, hang on. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, my generation. Oh, they were telling too. And we didn't have social media, so the telling was like, oh shit,
right?
I gotta get out of this jam.
Right.
Can I live with live with myself? Yeah, let me get the fuck up out of here. Now, I'm not trying to make fun of it. You know what I mean? I'm here to entertain and somewhat enlighten, but you will never hear me clown people that went to the penitentiary. Did I send bum-ass niggas to the penitentiary? Yes. But I don't clown anybody for serving time. That's a hard reality. A hard fucking reality.
Right.
You feel me? I just want to say that so that we're clear. So if you are part of an organization or a group and you tell, I can't necessarily, you know, give you props. You know what I mean? I told as a soldier and a boss on my own. I never told nobody in the shower policy. I reached my point with them, and I said, I'm out of here. Started hanging with the Latin Kings. You know, these niggas are doing too much. I'm out of here. So I told to get, you know, bum-ass niggas, in my opinion, out of my fucking path. Come on.
Yeah, but you told.
I told. Yeah, hold on.
I
own it.
It doesn't matter how you excuse it. You told.
I'm not excusing it.
You're on the list. On the list.
Well, I want to be. I want to be.
right.
But I'm from New Jersey, technically. I want to be. I was like, damn.
Right.
Good.
Right. But see, like, Al Poe, he's there, but he told on a nigga from D.C., so it's hard to, like, throw him in there. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it's hard to throw him in because he's a rat. He's from New York. But his situation, like, he went to D.C., went crazy, shit went crazy, and he told on nigga out there, left him for dead.
Sir,
you know,
sir. Alpo,
talk about it.
Alpo told on New York niggas, he told DC niggas how to line New York niggas up. Don't give him no fucking pass. Don't give that nigga no pass.
No, he don't get a pass. You know, he don't get a pass. No, he don't get a pass.
Told on New York niggas.
He don't get a pass.
And got their tops popped. You know?
Right.
Got Demencio killed.
Biggest rat.
Don't try and say, oh, well, he only told on these people. He's a fucking rat and Star's a fucking rat. Come on, let's go.
No, he's a rat. I just can't give him the title of pause, the biggest rat.
So who would be
Not
the biggest?
I feel like Sammy the Bull.
Okay, Sammy.
I feel like Sammy the Bull because I can't go far as back as the person you was mentioning
Right. Okay.
that went like live on TV. I didn't witness that shit,
gotcha.
but like I know Sammy the Bull. I grew up knowing that story. I'm in East Harlem, so like Pleasant Ave, that Italian shit was big when I was growing up.
Right.
It faded out later on, but like I knew so much of how that ratting and how much they live by a principle and a code. To hear Sammy the Bull break that was crazy. And then like John Gotti was big when I was growing up.
Yeah. That
was crazy that he was the one that was putting it down. So in my book, he's probably the biggest rat in New York City.
Okay. Thank you for your call, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Folks, if you're just now joining us, my showrunner, the biggest New York rat in history, inspired by a young man, and I say young man respectfully, I'm as old as dust, Zip with the Drip, who I learned about by way of Behind the Bar 3.0, my homie Maine the Milkman. This guy pulled out paperwork on Brian Glaze Gibbs. And I want to make sure I promote his book because this man is preaching redemption. I respect that. I have a 501c3, the Snitch Network. I'm doing work. This man's doing work. So regardless of what he did in the past, he's trying to somewhat sort of right the wrong. Okay, his book is called The Brian Glaze Gibbs Story, Beyond Lucky. Brian Glaze, if you're out there, if you want to call in, shoot me an email. If not, don't worry about it. This is the objective perspective. I'm not here to clown anybody. I went to Andrew Jackson High School, class of 82. Okay, it's out in Queens. So a lot of those Queens cats I knew in the early 80s. I wasn't just, buying coke. I was doing all sorts of crazy shit. I knew a bunch of guys in the Baisley Projects, 40 Projects. And then I moved uptown Manhattan. I went to George Washington High School, my last year of high school, for a couple of months. So this is my era, and this guy here, a certified killer, and I don't say that to glorify what he did. Didn't he shoot a mother of two, shot her in the stomach? This guy Glaze? Yes, no, maybe? But anyway, that's not the point, but that's my showrunner, okay? I want more calls with regards to Bronny. Should LeBron James, or will he, let his son continue playing basketball? Does he need a pacemaker? Will he run the risk of collapsing again? He collapsed on the floor, during practice. 6'3". His parents have to be very, very concerned, all right? Let's go to the phone lines. Area code, let's do 332. Good evening. Talking about Bronny James and the biggest New York rat in history. Are you there?
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you? Let's crack him.
I'm all right. This thing with Bronny James, I just want to know what's the impact it's going to have on his dad. Again, he obviously had a plan going to L.A. He indirectly says he wants to play with his son, but this changes everything. Okay. That would be a PR nightmare. Okay. Something happens, on the court with Bronny James. That organization's not willing to take that risk. LaMarcus Aldridge, Eddie Curry, these dudes had to at least retire, even only temporarily because of heart conditions. Jeff Green, this changes everything. And LeBron said he went to LA specifically for business, legacy, family.
Do you really know basketball? Because I don't. I used to keep up back in the days, long time ago. Has Bronny James' value gone down? Is he too much of a risk now? Because hear me out. Here's what I'm a legal guy. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm sure any NBA team would want to be indemnified if they sign him. If he collapses during a game or practice and, dies, the team is not going to want to be sued by LeBron, who could sue the shit out of everybody.
Exactly.
So has his value gone down? His value in his stock, please.
I don't think it was as high as his dad would like it to be in the first place, and this is prior to that, and the risk that comes with having him now is even that much greater. It's going to be a pass for any big market team, especially the Lakers. Why do it? Why do it?
Right.
I don't know. So
how are his skills?
Again, Shaq.
He's 6'3".
Say that again.
How are his skills? He's 6'3".
Yeah.
It's not like he's 7'3". 6'3". How are his skills?
Yeah, and 6'3", and the way that the NBA is trending, his type of play, I don't know. He might be too small for the league. To make a real big impact.
Okay.
And this is prior to what happened. So I don't. Again, this is going to be a pass on big organizations. It's just not worth the risk.
No.
It'll be a PR nightmare. Again, look, Rob Pelinka is president over in LA. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Just pass.
He's ranked 23 on ESPN's top 100 2023 recruits. 20th. Yeah.
There's just better. There's more people ahead of him with potential. Like his dad's stardom is not enough to get him within the top 10, which is crazy when you really think about it.
Okay.
He lost in a dunk contest not too long ago. I think you had a show talking about it. But again,
Florida boy Jay probably addressed it. I didn't see the dunk contest. Hey, before you go, the biggest New York rat in history. Your thoughts?
Again, I'm maybe because I'm biased living in East Harlem, but I guess I'll just say Alpo because I'll just say Alpo because of the impact it had on the culture. Like would 6ix9ine do what he did if Alpo didn't do it? Alpo changed the narrative when it comes to snitching. Like he did it and was still accepted for the most part. And I don't know, he made it. I'm not gonna say cool, but he just made it that much more acceptable to do it.
Okay.
I'm sure there was people in the shower posse ratting, but they kept it mum. But it was known he was doing it. A movie was made about it, and he was still coming out cheesing and smiling and doing him.
Yeah. I thank you for your call, sir.
I also wanted to.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, and I donated via PayPal.
Thank you, man. Salute. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, okay. Guys, I want you to go check out my homie, Rich, from Ruckus Radio Podcast. Rich, salute to you as always, man. Rich, if you have a new banner, let me know. My day ones, you guys remember Rich from Ruckus Radio? Great guy. Me, him, and Lansky, and a bunch of other guys. Miguel, Big Spanish, the arm wrestling event. Rich has a really great YouTube platform called Ruckus Radio Podcast, home of the mob stories and waking up with Ruckus, okay? He's been great to my brand, and he's the one that reminded me about some of these dirty dagos. Hold on a second. Bush Kid, I got your email. Thank you, sir. Okay. Okay. What's this? A Soldier Boy tell him is broke? What is this? Okay. Hi, Shanice. Shanice sent me a donation. Says, Star, that fuck nigga Soldier Boy been capping. His net worth is negative, according to a judge. Okay, Radar Online. The judge wants him to move out of his $25,000 per month rented mansion. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Marcy, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Okay, we will talk. We'll We'll get that cracking for you. Thank you so much. Okay. Hold on, guys. I feel like talking tonight. Maurice says, love the content. Thank you, sir, for your support. Okay. Ken, I got your donation. Might be Sammy the Bull. You know, that's a really good argument. Maybe I should update my selection. Maybe I should say Sammy. You know, the biggest New York rat in history, Sammy the Bull Gravano. Because you see, Sammy is not preaching redemption like Brian Glaze Gibbs. That man he's trying, you know? And again, I respect that. Sammy's just telling old stories, isn't he? That old fucking killer. Crypto King, we did mention Tekashi, bitch nigga. Open your black ears. Open your fucking black ears. Don't let me slow down. Tekashi's on the list. Fuck is wrong with you? Mr. Controversy, he says, check your email. Okay. Hi, Marcy. I got your donation. Thank you, darling. And Marcy, my name is spelled with one R, not two. Females spell their name with Starr. My name is Star, and backwards is Rats. Let's go to area code 626. Good evening. Are you there? We're talking about Bronny James, cardiac arrest. 626.
Hey, what's up, Star? How you doing this evening, man?
I'm alive, sir. Niggas are dying. Here I am alive, man. 59. Sinead O'Connor, out of here. And I'm still alive. What's cracking?
Shit. Hey, congratulations. You already know how that go. But yeah, I'm about to hit a solo rotation myself in a couple weeks. But yo, let me get on the topics. So, LeBron James' son having a cardiac arrest. Well, Michael Jordan's father. That's all I gotta say. You know what I'm saying, Michael?
Let's get him the fuck out of here. He sounds like a weirdo. Folks, please don't call in here and kill the vibe. We're vibing. I'm on this Black Girl Magic wine, red blend. Don't call in here being a weirdo. What did he say? He's doing something as if we give a fuck. Nigga, we don't care. Let's get to the topic. Oh, my goodness. Maine, do you want to call in Maine the Milkman? Mr. Controversy says, what up, Doe Star? Do you be getting my emails? Yes, sir. My daughter, who's allegedly extorting me, she knows that certain emails are for the show. So I get your emails from time to time, but she checks my emails too, okay? Someone says, unfortunately, maybe LeBron's son's path will not be basketball. The resources are there for other avenues of success. Yeah. That's got to be a hard decision. Not just for LeBron, but for his son, because, you know, sons always want to try and, you know, make their fathers proud, you know? I don't know how his skills are. I've seen just little highlight reels and so on and so forth. But from what I saw, he was just like, this nigga's supposed to be the truth? I didn't see it. Anyway. Okay, and okay, I'm not sure what you're mentioning, Mr. Controversy. Oh! Whoa. Mr. Controversy says, don't forget to add Choke No Joke to that list. Oh, my goodness. You're so right. How did I forget? Let me write this down. Oh, my God. Yeah, Artie the Rat. Wow. Folks, this is not alleged. Artie the Rat, a.k.a. Choke, took the stand. well, what's the name of that website or the YouTube page? Hip Hop on Trial. Go to the community section. You will see his affidavit. He says in a written and sworn affidavit, he told on Johnny Bunting Jr. because he was scared that he was going to be arrested. I know he's been telling you guys for years, yo, I was arrested. He wasn't. He was just scared. Wow, Mr. Controversy with the uppercut. Oh, my God. Travis says, Star, you take top position on the rat list. You know, I want to, man. You know, I'm a narcissist. I'm like, yo. But then, you know, I was born in Jersey. I'm not New York born and raised. And yeah, I was trying to get on the list, man, and you know, listen, my paperwork is official. Most of it is. I'm just gonna put it out at some point. You know, I've been saving it for my documentary. Pardon me, but you guys have already seen my letters between my alleged associate, Larry Davis. Yo, Ali Kwan, and he asked, yo, did you tell on me? Oh my God. And there's other paperwork. Ooh, okay, hold on a second. Wait a second. Uh-oh. There he is. Mo Fax. Good evening, sir. Wednesday night, Mo Fax. Are you there?
How you doing, Star?
Life is great, man. I'm 59. Niggas are dying. White bitches like Sinead O'Connor are dying, and I'm still here. I'm fucking great, man. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the Bronny James situation.
Yeah. Come on.
So I follow this case, this situation closely.
Come on.
On my channel, you know what I'm saying, and my shows.
Mo Facts.
LeBron James himself didn't want to take the jab.
Okay.
The NBA and the sports media pressured him to come out. And because they were like, because they asked him, are you vaccinated? Are you not? Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And he kept alluding, going back and forth about, you know, I want to keep it a personal decision. You know, I want to keep it in-house.
Okay.
And Stephen A. Smith was his main one on his neck saying, you having a status like this, you have to come out and say that you are or you aren't, you know, because you need to be an example to other people.
Okay.
Now, you know what I'm saying, this is just to lay out the case that he was hesitant himself. And now to see his son in this situation, and it leans heavily towards it may be caused by the jab. I have to say, you know what I'm saying, this may be a tipping point for LeBron.
Okay.
Because I'm a father of 4.
Right.
I didn't take the jab. I walked away from a 6-figure job over the jab.
I remember.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember.
So, and Ice Cube said it himself on the Tucker Carlson interview. He walked away from $9+ million for a movie, and he said, I had to make a decision so my children will respect me.
Yeah. You
see what I'm saying? And as a father, I did the same thing. I had to stand tall and say, hey, go ahead.
Yeah, salute to my homie Redman. He said, nah, I ain't taking no fucking jab to be on. Was it Power or some shit? What are those things?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, nah, I'm okay. Come on.
Because, and it wasn't an emotional decision for me. I'm a quality engineer by trade.
Right.
And the way they rolled this thing out, I wouldn't recommend this for my customers in my business. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I use a very analytical point of view for making the decision. I was like, no, I'm not putting that in my body. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't the person that like got out here and preached saying you should or shouldn't do. Right. It was a personal decision. So LeBron, you know what I'm saying, that's his baby. That's his baby boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that from a father standpoint.
Yeah.
And he got to be feeling a certain kind of way right now in this situation. And was Bronny going to be an NBA player? Probably not. I mean, they leaned on making him a 5-star recruit.
Okay.
He didn't make it to right before he went to USC. And to clear things up, USC does not have a requirement to be jabbed up to be, you know, to go to school there, but they highly recommend it.
Okay.
But like I said, as a father, I'm just trying to see where LeBron gonna take this, you know. So
Well, hang on a second, Mo, if I can jump in here. So Bronny's athletic abilities, if I'm saying this right, and career are now somewhat sort of under the microscope. I don't want to say in jeopardy, but under the microscope. And he might not be a top round pick if he makes it to the NBA. And if I'm not mistaken, you can't sue, Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson over the shot, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah, I got the Moderna. I got my shot and then a booster. I think I got a third one. I forget, but it was for my own personal reasons, insurance, my will. I already had a liver transplant in 2008. I've already got one foot in the grave. I said, fuck it. But that's me. Can Bronny sue anybody else? Or does he just have to accept what it is?
And that was a big sticking point for me because I looked at it like this. If something happens to me, you know what I'm saying, and my family can be covered by it, you know what I'm saying, by a lawsuit or something, that makes it different. But there's no legal action you can take.
Can Bronny sue Stephen A. Smith? You pressured my father, and my father then pressured me. I'm always thinking about a lawsuit.
That would be very entertaining. And like I said, will LeBron go rogue? I mean, you saw how he came out for Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? Like, this might be a wake-up call. And to be honest, this could make him better than Michael Jordan.
Ooh.
Let me slow it all the way down.
Come on.
But for somebody of his stature to take a stand and say, hey, this was some BS. I got hoodwinked into it. Yeah. I put my life on the line, my family's life on the line. We're talking about a man that spends $6 million a year on his, physical health to stay prepared. This is why he was able to play for 20 plus years in the NBA, because he took his body as a product.
Right.
And he has to be thinking not only for himself, he has other children. Yeah. He has a wife. He has himself. Now he's thinking, me running up and down this court at my age with this pumping through my veins, you know what I'm saying? Look what just happened to my baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is a huge, huge story that nobody's really talking about. People are reporting on it, but nobody's really talking about it, because if it had been anybody else, that had this happen to them, people would have been speculating, but they're handling it with kid gloves because they don't know which way LeBron's going to take it.
If I can jump in for a second, I like what you just said. This could make LeBron bigger than Michael Jordan. Did you say bigger, or was there another word? Better or greater? What'd you say?
Yes, bigger. I mean, because now he actually has a Muhammad Ali level issue.
He has a cause.
Perfect.
A cause, Yeah, man. Now, never mind me. Again, I got the shot, the fucking booster. I felt a little flutter, to be honest with you, in the left side of my chest after I got the shot. I said, "Oh shit!" but I did so much coke in the '80s. I felt that flutter before, so I wasn't like worried. But I said, hey, "Listen, if it's time to check out, goddamn, it's time to check out." But yeah, I think LeBron, or whatever move he makes from this point on, if Bronny did not have a pre-existing condition that we don't know about, could put him in a category of greatness. I'll let you finish up, Mo. Go ahead.
So that's the point. And look, to each his own. If I was a 70-year-old man, I might have a different decision. If I had pre-existing conditions, I might have a different decision. But as being a 40-something-year-old somewhat healthy, you know what I'm saying? We all could do better, but it just wasn't in the cards for me.
Yeah.
And you know what? But I had my daughter's about the same age as Bronny. Okay. I left it up to her to make the decision for herself. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because it's like, so that's why I'm taking it. And can I chime in on the rat thing right quick? I got 2 additions to your list.
Come on. They have to be New York, born and bred, if they're going to be the top.
Yes,
top
both
rat.
of them are.
Go ahead.
The biggest rat in New York is Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's lawyer.
Good point.
That's the biggest rat in New York.
Good point.
because it's not the crime, it's the impact of his ratting. Donald Trump is, you know what I'm saying, is going through legal a trial. Well, they're not in trial right now, but charges behind his actions or his inactions. He was supposed to have been a fixer, and he sat up there and testified for 4 hours. You know what I'm saying, like a weasel. He didn't stand tall like the other Trump men. It's not political. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying one party or the other. Okay. I'm saying when you're supposed to be the fixer, your job is to fix it. You know what I'm saying? And if you go down, you're supposed to hold, you know what I'm saying, stand tall. You know, but he sit there and ratted. And my other honorable mention is Al Sharpton. Because Al Sharpton put in that work.
Okay.
I mean, that's my 2 additions to your list.
I have to jump in, Mo. I have to jump in, and I have to say respectfully, did Michael Cohen send anybody to the penitentiary? I mean, ratting is ratting, yes, but did he send anybody to the penitentiary thus far?
No, he didn't, but,
okay.
this could highly impact.
The criteria for tonight is, did the rat send people to the penitentiary? And again, I'm not trying to fuel any fires between this guy Zip with the Drip and Brian Glaze Gibbs. But this is where I got this concept from by way of Maine the Milkman on Behind the Bar. This guy Gibbs put people in the fucking ground. And then other people, you know, he was telling like crazy and then sent them to the penitentiary. And he was even at some point, according to the paperwork, helping the authorities whilst he was in jail. So in my opinion, Michael Cohen nor Reverend Al Sharpton put people in the penitentiary unless you have proof. Go ahead.
Well, like, I'll just stick to Michael Cohen, and the reason why I said his name was he's impacting American history, elections, all of this. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I mentioned his name.
Gotcha.
And like I say, I didn't understand the criteria about, you know, sending them to jail, but that's still to be continued as well. Because if they could get Trump in the cuffs and behind the cell, they will do everything they can to do it. Right. So we'll table that conversation for now.
You, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
All right, Star, have a good one.
Yes, sir. Salute. Okay. Left-handed, hold on. You're up next. Left-handed. Let me get him in the queue because we are having a discussion this evening. Peace. I'm coming to you next. Sit tight. Sit tight. The check-in report, I got your donation. He actually said before Mo mentioned Al Sharpton. Check-in report says, Star, I also think your man, Al Sharpton, should be added to the discussion of biggest rats. I got his paperwork. Yeah, I got the paperwork too. Reverend Al Sharpton, that's my guy, man. He came on my show, and we spoke about it. The Star and Buckwild show, we spoke about Reverend Al wearing the wire, the cowboy hat. Did you see the video? The check-in report? ATL for life. Ayo, Star, let's talk about that mammy that shot the white boy in the animal clinic in Kentucky. Mammy strikes again. Sir, can you send me the link, please? Please. I have a story, hold on a second, about a naked mammy. A naked mammy in California got out of her car on the nation's busiest bridges and began licking shots. This is Tuesday. Anybody see that video? The bizarre scene unfolded during rush hour on the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge. Damn. Happened around 4:40 p.m. But thank you for your donation, sir. Who just sent in a cash app? Young Kobe got your donation, Star. Carmelo Anthony's son and Bron's youngest son is projected to be better, respectfully, praying for his recovery. He will cry in a Rolls Royce. Okay. I hope he's okay. Let me just say that because, you know, we are doing what we do. You know, I'm sipping this Black Girl Magic red blend wine. I'm a proud atheist, a non-believer in the theory of God, but, my thoughts are with LeBron and his family, El Barrio, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Okay, sit tight. You're up next right after I speak to the homie left-handed. Peace on a Wednesday evening.
Peace. What's good? I'm in the building not to cause no drama, but to rip up the card like Sinead O'Connor. Listen, man, we can talk about the biggest New York City rat, in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody mentioned Frank Serpico.
Good point.
Good point. He told. I'm not going to dwell on it. He told on all the cops and all that, about the corruption and all that stuff. So I just wanted to add on to the topic.
Facts.
In that way. Listen, man. We just got off the air. Down at In Sports Talk, me and myself and my co-D Yada Bear. We had a great show, as we always do.
Yes, sir.
We didn't do Tuesday because Yada was at the Phillies game last night.
Okay.
So we did the hump day thing.
Okay.
In regards to Bronny James, man, listen, hopefully that he can get his thing together. Basketball's on the back burner. I'm thinking maybe now LeBron might, put a little things into perspective, and he might retire. This might give them the impetus to say, you know what, I'm done with it.
Right.
Listening to the conversations from the homie Mo Fax and things of that nature, where you got a decision to make. You've already literally invested blood, sweat, and tears into this corporation we all know as the NBA. Being pressured into taking a jab, I don't know, because I never got it either. It wasn't nobody pressured me into nothing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut your words.
No. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
And so I feel some kind of way about this happening to this young man, as far as, where he stands and where he is on the list and the top 100 and things of that nature. I think it was more of a nepotism thing where, he had the James last name. So that, automatically put him, in a position where he's going to get the eyes on him and things of that nature.
Right.
But I'm going to reference a football player, DeMar Hamlin.
Okay.
From the Buffalo Bills. He suffered a similar situation in front of everybody on national television.
Right.
In the game with the Buffalo Bills against the Cincinnati Bengals. I think this was back in January.
Okay.
He's back on the football field.
Okay.
Today it was announced that he's a full go participant in practice.
Nice. With
the Buffalo Bills. I don't know if this is going too far back for some people. This is way before where we are in with our current situation. Hank Gathers played for Loyola Marymount University.
Okay.
Collapsed on the court and passed away in front of everybody during the NCAA tournament back in 1990.
Okay.
Reggie Lewis from the Boston Celtics. A soccer player, Christian Eriksen. So again, this is not few and far between anymore. It's becoming a regular occurrence. I hate to say it like that, Star.
Sadly.
But it's happening, too often, and it's not happening to cats from our peer group. It's happening to cats that are 20, 25 years younger than us, and even more. You know what I mean? And if the jab has anything to do with it, that should be the message and the overlying situation that people should pay attention to. I'm not going to bring up, Marvin Hagler,
right,
Hank Aaron.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. I'm not going to bring those people. May they all rest in peace. But I'm just thinking that again, man, these cats are too young to be having to go through these situations, man. And I just feel like I just wanted to add on to the conversation like that. And I feel like LeBron, I have more respect for him now. I mean, I hate to say it, in a situation where you have like a tragedy that could affect your situation, because I wasn't really the biggest LeBron dude in the world, but this transcends basketball. This is more than basketball. It's about life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bronny James at USC.
If I can jump in for a second, left-handed.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
it's
my
okay,
guy.
It's okay. So, as a father, what do you do? Do you say, hey, I want you to shift gears, son. Your mother's concerned. I'm concerned as parents. Never mind the media. Never mind basketball. We're concerned. And do you know if Bronny has any pre-existing conditions? I don't know that.
No, I don't know that either, if he had any pre-existing conditions. But I think the only condition that should matter is the condition that he's in right now.
Right.
He should take DeMar Hamlin as an example of, if you want to come back later, get your situation right, you can come back. Because DeMar Hamlin is a living example of it. And he plays football. So again, I think, get focused and concentrate on getting your health together, and everything else should fall into place for you. And again, if, he's going to USC, hopefully he can put that backup plan into effect, or whatever degree that he's trying to attain at USC. I think that's going to be more important for him now. And I just wanted to add on like that, man. I ain't going to hold you. I just wanted to say that, man. No shout-outs. Respect to my Cody Yada Bear. Right. And down in Sports Talk every Tuesday.
Well, hang on a second. Hang on, because you're Brooklyn born and raised. The biggest... what is my subtitle here? The biggest New York rat in history. Did you touch on that yet? I'm sorry. You said Frank Serpico. Frank Serpico. Right. For those who don't know, Frank Serpico, born and raised in Brooklyn. He's still alive, 87 years of age. I saw the film with Al Pacino back in the days. Serpico, I forget what year that was. He told on the police he's a fucking rat. He might be my number one. He might be my number one instead of Sammy. Fucking piece of shit. Folks, I got rejected by the police force 4 times. 4 times. Anyway, peace, man. Good to talk to you, man. Peace.
All right, salute, man. Respect every time. You already know.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Frank Serpico, I forgot about him. Wow. Shit. Where did that movie come out? Serpico. Al Pacino. Anyway, someone sent in a donation. Hold on, guys. And then for some reason I pulled up a list of celebrities that died from alleged COVID connections. Wow. And some of these faces, I'm like, oh, whoa. Larry King. My homie Kay Slay. That's not confirmed, but Kay Slay. Jesus. Marion Joseph. J.J. Phillips. Meatloaf. Like a bat out of hell. Oh, man. Wow. David Crosby. Hold on, guys. Just give me a second. Oh, man. Oh. Colin Powell. Oh, wow. Look at all these people. Oh, Charlie Pride. Did Charlie Pride check out? How did I miss that? What the fuck? Herman Cain. 917. Did I speak to 917 already? El Barrio, did we speak? I don't see in the queue. I don't see El Barrio. I see area code 443. Good evening, 443. We're talking about Bronny James suffered cardiac arrest, not a heart attack. Cardiac arrest and the biggest New York rat in history. Are you up to speed? 443. Yes, no, maybe? Okay, gotta go. Thank you for your support. I can't be on hold, whatever you're doing, okay? Let's go to area code 901. Good evening. Talking about Bronny James and the biggest New York rat in history. 901.
Star, what's up?
Yes, sir. How are you? It's cracking.
I'm good. Yeah, I sent in a donation, man. Just to let you know.
Thank you.
But yeah, I wanted to talk about Bronny James.
Come on.
And I just wanted to say that last year, USC had a freshman to collapse and they saved him also. Yeah, last year.
The fuck is going on out there?
Or yesterday.
The fuck are they doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I did want to say, man, I didn't want to like put nothing on him. I'm saying this in relation to my son because my son, he's a college athlete, and like a situation happened with him like a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
He got, he came to his mom and his heart was beating fast, and she rushed him to the hospital. Come to find out, he had been like smoking weed, using like a vape, using like a pen with the dab.
Oh Jesus!
With like the weed, like some high quality weed. And she had to take him to the hospital. And Bronny James he took a picture of himself smoking weed once before.
Was the nigga smoking Spice or K2? Maybe smoking that synthetic shit.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. That's why I was so disappointed, with my son, like, was done in the dark come to the light. I was real disappointed because,
Is your son okay, sir?
You're an athlete and you.
Is your son okay?
Yeah, he good. He good.
And how old is he? How old is he? How old's your son?
20.
Okay. With all due respect, please tell your son, whatever you do in life, don't find yourself smoking hookah with black bitches in the ATL. Don't do that.
Right. But yeah, a lot of
son, I'd rather see you smoke crack with a nigga with a lace front than smoke a hookah with black bitches in the ATL. Come on.
No. I hope not.
Come on, I'm tripping. Come on.
A lot of the guys talking about Bronny. They was talking about Bronny's skill. You was asking about his skill level.
Yeah. He got any skill? So was this nigga just
Yeah. Oh yeah. He real good. I think he real good. And I think they had a player that played from Florida, Keontae Johnson. He collapsed during a game.
Damn.
And he got drafted this year. He collapsed during the game playing for Florida. He missed like a year and a half. Went to Kansas State. They almost went. They went to like the Elite Eight, something like that. And then he got drafted this year in the NBA. So I think I don't think LeBron will stop him from playing if he, because they really love the game. Right. But if it's just like going like really hurt him, I think it'll stop him from playing. But other than that, I think.
Well, sir, before you go, can I give you one more piece of advice before you go for your son, respectfully?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Come on.
Tell your son, whatever you do, don't get yourself no pussy from a black bitch in Houston. Syphilis is on the rise down there. Do you know that? Google it. Syphilis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I seen it.
In H-Town.
I'm in the South. Yeah, I'm in the South now. Hey, Star, what about the biggest rat? What about the biggest rat?
So I wanted that title, man, but I mean I'm from New Jersey originally. I'm gonna say Sammy the Bull or either Frank Serpico, but that's just me. What about your opinion? Your thoughts?
I was watching. I seen one of your shorts, man, and I ain't want to believe it because you say it all the time.
Yeah,
you say it all the time. But I seen one of your shorts when you was in Philadelphia. And you was on the news or something like that.
Yeah.
I seen the short. I was like, Star. I said, Star, telling the truth.
Sir, listen.
I said, damn.
I does this. I mean, I try to make it entertaining to you, but I started my 501c3 in Philadelphia in 2011. Start snitching. I was on the news and all sorts of shit.
Yeah, I seen that you posted a short. I said,
Yeah.
I said, but that's why I can't donate to the PayPal. You said that go to the Snitch Network, right?
Well, listen, send in a Cash App, man. But I appreciate the call. All right, send a Cash App.
I bet.
Yes, sir. So thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah. Folks, if you don't know, syphilis is on the rise in Houston. Troll babies, do you guys know about this? And be careful smoking hookah with them little dirty black bitches in the ATL. I'm so glad I got the fuck up out of there. I feel better, being back in Jersey. Hey, has anybody seen this movie? They cloned Tyrone. I watched half of it, okay? Where's the showrunner? I watched half of They Cloned Tyrone. It's on Netflix. Salute to Jamie Foxx. He's a weirdo. When I interviewed him, he couldn't get out of character, but he's a great actor. And I told him, I said, hey, man, your body of work is incredible. But never mind that. A great actor, always gives a stellar performance. It's a science fiction comedy mystery starring John Boyega, if I'm saying his name right. I call him Finn because that's where we know him from, Star Wars, right? Finn. He did a good job. I watched half of it. It got weird when they went into some elevator in some fucking trap house. Something happened. And then Jamie Foxx shot that guy in the chest, and that's when I started getting tired, and I closed the laptop and went to sleep. Should I continue watching it? Troll Babies. They Cloned Tyrone. It's not really my type of film. I don't think I'm better than anybody, but whenever these black movies start out with, somewhere in the fucking slums and everybody's mad and angry, mean mugging, and then has something to do with drugs and a gun, I'm like, Jesus Christ, what? Everybody who's black or half a black didn't grow up like that. And then it's like, sheesh. Hang on a second. Who just texted me? Oh, Deeds with the uppercut. Deeds says, don't forget Lil C's ratted on Lil Kim. Damn. We going there tonight. Let's go to area code 202. Talking about Bronny James.
Yo.
202. Good evening. Are you there? Are you ready?
How you doing? Sir?
I'm doing,
yeah,
sir.
yeah.
It's cracking,
Can you
man.
hear me?
Loud and clear. How are you, man?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm good. I think it's a wrap. I think he need to finish school, get him a little COO position up under his dad's company, and just go ahead and run the empire.
Right.
Because the last thing the NBA wants is him to get drafted. I mean, his stock already dropped, but so he's gonna get in there barely, but.
Are you a basketball man? Do you know basketball? Because I haven't kept up with basketball, to be honest with you. But I do know that Shaquille O'Neal's son had open heart surgery. You remember that? Yes? Should I Google it?
Yeah, a couple of years ago. But he didn't make. I don't think he's gonna make it either. I mean, he might go to like the D League or something more, but it's just too much of a liability, man. I know them guys got popularity and pull, and they got legacy, but. NBA is a conglomerate.
Well, what happened to Shaq's son? Hang on. What happened to Shaq's son? What was it? Sharif or what was his name?
Yeah, he like 6'9" or something. But I think he just kind of played a few years at UCLA. He just kind of fell off. So I don't even think he had.
He probably fell the fuck back. Hold on a second, Sharif.
Yeah.
Undergoing heart surgery at 18.
Yeah, that's bad, man. That's not good at all.
Oh, my God. I hope he's not playing basketball still, is he?
Nah, I don't think so. That was like 4 years ago when he had that. Was like 2019, 2018 or something like that. I remember. But he tried to come back, but it didn't really work out for him. So, yeah, I think it's a wrap. If I was LeBron,
I want to say this, man. Just hear me out. Most of us, we love Shaquille O'Neal. He's such a kind-hearted guy. And I remember when Shaquille O'Neal was slapping the shit out of people in high school and college. He's from Newark, New Jersey. Did you know that? They talked to him. And what's that?
I thought he was from like Louisiana. Well, he went to LSU, but I don't know.
Sir, Shaquille O'Neal is from Jersey. Don't try that bullshit. Shaq was smacking fire out of niggas, and they worked with him. They got his mind right, and he became this lovable guy. So we don't need his son to try and live up to what Shaq did. Nobody is going to come close to what he did. But I'm glad. Hopefully he's not playing basketball anymore because he had open heart surgery, man. But go ahead and finish up. You're saying what? You're saying LeBron's son should retire from basketball? What are you saying?
Yeah, just let LeBron got a multi-billion-dollar company, like in his shoes and the clothing and with the sports stuff. So give your son a give him a COO position. Let him run the show with the wife and kids, and you just give him, make him a millionaire. We don't take a chance with the basketball because it's really not worth it at this point. At that age, and cardiac arrest is something serious, man. So I wouldn't chance it.
All right. Thank you for your call, sir. Thank you.
But the rat part. I'm gonna talk about that real quick.
Yeah. Who is the biggest New York rat in history, sir? Who's the biggest New York rat?
I'm gonna put Tekashi first. He give niggas about 200, 300 years collectively. So that's and then Sammy the Bull. You forgetting the Wolf of Wall Street? That dude put a lot of people in jail too. What's his name? Belfort. The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh yeah,
he's a rat too.
Was he?
Hang on, white collar rat.
Hang on, now was he born in New York? Because the criteria is that you had to be born and raised in New York.
He was. He was born there. He was born. He went to school in New York too. But yeah.
Okay.
Quick question. I feel like with Alpo, I feel like people got like a little bit of bias and jealousy because he was the most popular drug dealer of all time. So they try to put extras on it because they're jealous of the man, but they really want to beat him. They would, if they played as hard as he played,
right?
They would have been laying niggas down, lining niggas up, set niggas up, and telling to just for the fame and popularity. They don't give a damn about no Alpo ratting. So yeah, I feel like Alpo's kind of used like a scapegoat because niggas really want to beat Alpo in every state, every city,
right.
In the history of the most popular drug dealer. But I appreciate your style. I'm gonna let you go, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, Jordan Belfort. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's a piece of shit. Born and raised in the Bronx. He testified against numerous partners. Oh, where is Yada Bear? I don't see you in the queue. Where is Yada Bear? Good to hear from you. Thank you for tapping in. Wednesday evening.
No doubt.
From Down and In Sports. How you feeling, girl?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well. I hear you talking about Bronny James. I figure, I hop on. Heard a couple callers talking about it, and speaking about Shaq's son, who does play in the G League.
Oh, he does
still? So he's still. He's currently playing in the G League right now.
Okay.
Even after having open heart surgery.
Yeah.
But speaking on Bronny, one thing I was thinking about listening to everybody talk is, what about him being in the gym, trying to go hard and taking all of those supplements that they take to try to build up muscle.
Okay.
And to keep up the energy because of who his dad is. The one thing I always thought to myself, when a man names their son, after them, and they're very successful, it's a lot of pressure on that kid,
right,
to keep that namesake going.
Right.
I mean, we saw what happened to Michael Jordan's son. At one point, he was trying to play basketball, and he wasn't as good, and that Jordan name could,
he was trash.
Bring him to the NBA.
Yeah, he's trash.
And now you have, Bronny. Some look at LeBron as the greatest of all time. You his junior, you all in these leagues playing basketball all year long, and now you make it to a big school in USC, and you're trying to get into the NBA, and you just pumping all these supplements in your body, taking on these vitamins. Sometimes it's not good for your body, and then your heart can't take it, and then boom, you on the ground.
Yada Bear, from Down and In Sports, the alleged #1 Eagles fan, allegedly. Is Bronny James trash? Is he a basic basketball player, Yada Bear? Who is Bronny James on that hardwood floor?
I say he's basic, average. As I think he's average. I think the name, people hype him up. His high school team's playing on ESPN because his dad's in the crowd. The youngest son, Bryce, actually looks better than Bronny, and he's still growing. I feel like Bryce's game is a little bit better. Bronny, he's just going super hard, and it's like, well, you don't have the same body type as your father.
Right.
And I think this is what could have led to him to having this cardiac arrest, passing out in the middle of practice. Like his heart just can't take it.
Has he been?
That's the way I look at it.
Has he been overexerting himself, trying to live up to his father's, talent, impact?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a big question there because, like I said, when your dad is LeBron James and you also hold the same name, people always going to compare him to his dad, and he's nowhere near as talented as his father is, at that age that he is right now.
I like what you said. You said there's a younger LeBron James son who appears to be more talented than Bronny. What's his name? I forget.
His name's Bryce.
Bryce, okay.
His name's Bryce. Yeah, he's about what I want to say, maybe a year or two younger than
tall
Bronny.
Is he? How tall is he? How tall is he?
Bryce, I believe Bryce is about 6'5", maybe 6'6". He's taller than Bronny. He's thinner. Bronny got a little bit more muscle on him, but he's not as tall, and he's still growing. Him and
Can I make another comparison? Hang on a second. You know basketball way better than me. It sounds kind of similar to Lonzo Ball, who we thought was going to be like, the truth. But after a couple of years, we now see that LaMelo Ball is actually the better player. Yes? No?
That is correct. And LaMelo is actually the one who just recently secured the bag of $260 million from the Hornets. And unfortunately, with Lonzo, he's on the disabled list because they fear that this guy is never going to play basketball again.
That nigga's trash. He's trash.
I mean, he had issues with his ankles and his feet. A lot of people like to place the blame on the sneakers. Remember when LeBron had the sneakers and had Lonzo wearing them?
He's another Grant Hill. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Fuck out of here.
That is true. And then the other son, LaJello or Jello, he just had the baby with the chick Nikki Baby from one of those Love and Hip Hop shows. So he's, his career is going nowhere. He couldn't never break into the league. He's been bouncing from mini camp to mini camp and the G Leagues. So now he's in love with a Love and Hip Hop chick. So it's all about LaMelo. He's the crown jewel of the family.
Yeah. Yada Bear, before you go, I don't know if you and Left Handed discussed this earlier on Down and In Sports, but Jaylen Brown, Boston Celtics, yes?
Yes.
Okay. There's a rumor that he's dating a 42 or 43-year-old black woman. She's a grandmother. She's always up on the shade room. This is according to the New York Post. Please tell me that's fake news. Do you have any knowledge of this or no?
I have no knowledge of that, but if she is dating him, she's never going to let him go because he just signed a supermax contract with the Boston Celtics. 5 years, $304 million.
Isn't that the biggest NBA deal in history or no? Am I wrong?
I want to say it is the biggest deal.
Okay.
Right now.
I could be wrong.
It's funny because he's considered to be the Robin to Jason Tatum's Batman, who has yet signed a supermax deal. So it's going to get a little interesting in Boston, but if she's dating him, she's never going to let him go. She probably mess around and try to get pregnant.
Facts.
One of those old-looking babies.
Oh, my God. Yada Bear, good to talk to you. We'll be in touch. Thank you.
It's good to talk to you. Peace.
Okay, bye now. Where is Florida boy Jay? I forgot to ask left-handed about that. Troll babies tell me that that's a bogus story. Tell me that's a Florida boy Jay, where are you? Oh, my God. Is Jaylen Brown dating, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to say her name. Bernice. Oh, my God. I'm not going to disrespect her. She's a grandmother. Oh, I unfollowed the Shade Room because I got tired of waking up on a Monday. You know, I'm with the bullshit early. And then I see her little doo-doo maker. Fucking 8:30 in the morning on the goddamn Shade Room. Come on, I want some tea. I don't want to see some old MILF. You know? Trying to stay active. Fuck out of here. Who's in there? Who's there, simp? I'm not even going to say your name, simp. You fucking simp. Get out of here. Folks, I want to come back to the phones. Hemp Lord, I got your donation. Thank you, sir. Okay. Antonio got your donation. You are appreciated. Are you calling in, sir? I don't see an area code, but thank you for your donation. Elvis the Chef Rosenberg, thank you. Yeah, I saw the video of the mammy licking shots. I spoke about that already. Thank you. Licking shots on the bridge. Here's Blade with the bullshit. Star doing a show about himself tonight? ? You know, Blade, I'm not jealous, but you know, the list, the biggest New York rat in history. I want to be on it, but I'm not born and raised in New York. So, you know, I have to just be real and honest, you know. But thank you, Blade. Blade also says, nigga Star started snitching in the damn squad car. M. Clark got your donation. Are you calling in? You should have a wrench, M. Clark, in that live chat. Go to your YouTube channel. It should tell you to accept something so that you can post your links in the live chat, okay? And anybody else who's looking to be a sponsor, or if you are a sponsor, you should have a wrench in that live chat. If for any reason you don't, email me so you can post links to your platform during my show, okay? Brother Mo got your donation, a well-known soprano, a smash hit from Sammy Gravano. Okay, you're saying that that's the biggest New York rat in history? Okay, a couple of people said that. Sir Shy got your donation. Prayers for Bronny, but Bryce James is better. Okay, that's what Yada Bear just said. Okay, what area code? What area code? Folks, you have to say what area code. It's one of my sponsors. Folks, I'm 59. Please don't assume I have everybody's phone number saved. What area code? Wayne, I got your donation. Thank you, sir. blackdigitalart.com. Okay. I want to talk to you, Wayne. Send me an email. blackdigitalart.com. Send me an email, please, if you have my email address. thehater1964yahoo.com. I got your donation. Thank you so much. Vaughn. What type of phone is the best to use? Okay, Vaughn, who are you? Are you a sponsor? I'll get back to you after the show. Terrence, I got your donation. Famous rat from New York, Alfred Charles Sharpton Jr. Did Reverend Al send anybody to jail? I know he wore a wire when he was doing, well, he tried to do a Coke deal. He was wearing a cowboy hat. Anybody see the video? If somebody has that video, please email that to me, okay? It's been years since I've seen it. Hey, Dottie, I got your donation. Oh, add Jim Jones to that list. Free Max B. He didn't tell on Max B. Max B caught a, what type of charge did Max B catch? Wasn't it kidnapping and robbery or something? Area code 347. Sit tight. You're up next. 347. Thank you for your donation, Dottie. Okay. Nowhere got your donation. Mo facts, question mark. More like no facts. No PhD, no degree. Okay, well, did he say something that you didn't appreciate? I mean, thank you for your donation, but I let people speak, you know. D. Mike got your donation. Love the show. Checking in from Ackworth. Oh, okay. Ackworth, GA. D. Mike, have you ever been to Lake Allatoona? What is the name of that place where you rent the boats in Lake Allatoona? Thank you for your donation, okay? Blade says biggest New York rat was... Okay, you're taking it there. Give me a second, Blade. I'll come back to you. Let me go to area code 347. Good evening. 347. We're talking about Bronny James.
Peace, God. Peace, yes, God. How you feeling?
Peace. What's the science, God? What's the science?
Well, God, I'm going to tell you like this. The biggest rat, y'all don't even know about him because he's not televised.
Okay.
He's from the Bronx, as far as in New York.
Come on.
He cleaned up the entire Hunts Point.
Oh.
Bryant Avenue boys, Hoe Avenue, all of that.
Was he convicted?
Oh, well, this dude was so bad, bruh.
Well, sir, don't say his name if he was not convicted. I'm not trying to
No.
I'm not trying to catch a
He
lawsuit.
was convicted. He was convicted. He'll tell you he's proud of what he did. In fact, after all those cases was done in the 90s.
Well, sir, hang on. You have to send me a link. I'm not trying to catch a lawsuit. Send me a link.
Oh, I feel you. Yeah. I ain't say no names.
Don't say names. Come on, continue. Don't say names. Come on.
Right. But see, what happens is these are the people that aren't televised.
Yeah.
That will sit there from 98 up until 2003 bringing people in. That's a long time. That's a lot of people.
I agree.
And is you know, what Tekashi did, okay, he did what he did, but the number of people that were affected by the individual I'm speaking of, no names, dude, we sat there and just watched this dude like, what the heck? I mean, you can't touch him. You can't touch him. That's like putting your hands on a cop. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not going to happen. But it's not a safe place because just in the same tone, in the feds, when you got a rat on your case.
Well, now hang on a second, sir. Based upon the list that we have right now, and if I need to go back and reread the names, I will. Based on the list.
No. I got all your names. I got your names.
Who do you think at this point is the biggest New York rat in history?
Out of the names you have, I'm going to go with Sammy the Bull Gravano.
Okay.
And I say that because not just the number of people he took down, but who he took down.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's one thing if you go tell on Eric standing on the corner
right,
versus somebody that's controlling territory outside of their state, their city. You understand?
Yeah. You're right.
That's on another whole level. I mean, you're talking people that can touch you easy, and you won't even know where it's coming from.
Yep.
You know?
I told on a bum ass bitch in Bed-Stuy because she wouldn't give me 2 8 balls on credit. I went right to the I shouldn't say this. Right.
Star, you do what you do.
Hold on. Have you ever?
Go ahead.
I'm not going to say the precinct, but I went to the precinct to a guy that I knew, told him about the bitch. He said, "Get out of here," and had the bitch locked up. Wouldn't give me two 8 balls of credit. 1986. Fuck that bitch. Go ahead.
Listen, it's all in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you out there doing your 1-2 step,
right?
You know, it's not going to be the equivalent of the guy that's going to the library, checking out books, looking for jobs, and da. You know what I mean? It's. I've been in that situation. Knew who the person was, knew what it extended from, and I mean, I'm close to your age.
Okay.
I'm 55.
Okay.
So, you know, from back in the days, we played different. You know, you're well aware of that. It wasn't all that talking. You know what I mean? If you did that, you either got up out of Dodge or it was up when they saw you.
Yeah.
That's it. And you know, we come from an era where people didn't wait to see.
Sir, I have to interject. You're from my era? You from my era?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where were you raised? Which borough? Which borough were you raised in?
Oh, I was raised on the island, but I moved to the Bronx.
Staten Island? Shaolin?
Nah, Long Island, Hempstead, Long Island.
Okay. You ever tell on a nigga? Keep it real. You ever tell on a nigga?
Never. Grew up by the code. Sir.
Listen,
let's go.
We didn't have Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, all that shit back in the days. We was telling. Sir.
Listen, I'll tell you this.
Hang on, sir. I told on some Puerto Ricans, and then I went out to fucking caught the A train way out to fucking Far Rockaway, way out to Beach Channel Drive. Those little dirty ass fucking those little dirty bungalows.
Beach 69th and all that.
You know where the bungalows are in Far Rockaway? The bungalows.
Dude, I know New York.
I stayed in a bungalow for 3 days. I told, man. You never told on niggas. Come on, man.
Never. In fact, God, the very first time I ever caught a case was in '86. I was an adolescent, and the pack I got caught up with was something, it wasn't even mine. It was my boys, and I was supposed to take it to somebody else. And I just happened to bump heads with the wrong people.
Okay.
And my man walked by. He seen me on the floor, seen me getting cuffed. I looked the other way.
Okay. I appreciate.
And being that was my first time. Okay. So they gave me a 6 months, 5 years probation.
Okay. I appreciate the call, but before you go, you said peace, God. So can you give us today's math? You started out by saying peace, God. Today's math, please.
True indeed. Today's mathematics is wisdom, equality, all being born to build.
Peace. Thank you for your call. Peace.
Build or destroy, to be right and exact.
Peace. Thank you.
Peace.
Okay. I had to test him. Okay, Blade, I got your email, Blade, to start. What about your fucking dirty Guinea family? Oh, Anthony Casso. Yeah, he told. He's not my family. But he told. Oh, wow. We are pulling the rats out. What is it? Vaughn, what do you talk? Vaughn, where's your donation? What type of phone is the best to use? Vaughn, I use the internet. Hold on. I use the internet. Back in Woodstock, GA, I used to have a landline, but that had nothing to do with the show. Wait a second. Okay, Mr. Controversy says Jamie Foxx also died from the jab. Anybody see that video of Jamie Foxx talking? It didn't look like him. It looked lighter than Jamie Foxx. It didn't sound like his usual flow. I mean, I don't do conspiracies, but you guys see that video of Jamie Foxx talking about, I just didn't want to look like that in front of you guys? I interviewed him for over an hour. And I'm looking in his face. He's looking at my face. It was a weird conversation, but, it was in Philly, 100.3 The Beat. The person who made that video didn't look like the Jamie Foxx that I met. I'm going to keep it real with you. Burr, I got your donation. He says, nigga, you were supposed to be moving to Miami. Not me. I've never said that. So I don't fuck with Miami. You've never, ever heard me say that. I can't stand Miami. No. A year and a half ago, I did a Florida road trip, and I went to look at Clearwater. I didn't like it. I stayed there for 2 days. I drove from, I think it's Amelia Island or something like that, into Jacksonville. Then I drove down to Tampa. Then I went to, where'd I go, Troll Babies? I went into Clearwater. Stayed in Clearwater for damn near 3 days. Then I went to St. Petersburg. Then I drove up to Tallahassee. Then to Panama City, and then Pensacola. You've never heard me say I was moving to Miami. I think Miami is trash, my nigga. Thank you for your donation. Terrence, I got your donation. Yes, he's on the list. Henry Hill Jr. We spoke about him earlier. Thank you, Terrence. He's on the list. King, I got your donation. Nino Brown was the biggest rat in NYC. Okay. Marvin, I got your donation. Are you on the line, sir? Where is Marvin? Area code 804. Marvin, thank you for your support. Where do you want to start, sir? Marvin.
Yo, what's up, Star? Yo.
How are you, sir? Yes, sir.
Hey, Star, that Bronny James thing, look, you remember Reggie Lewis? Did y'all talk about him? Did Dad on the practicing back in the day to play for the Celtics?
Reggie, yeah, well, somebody touched on that. Where do you want to go? Go ahead. Where do you want to go? Go ahead. I think left-handed.
Oh no, I just
left-handed mentioned him.
I just want to know.
I think left-handed mentioned him.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay. That's all. I just want to do that.
Go ahead.
Hey, man, good show. That's all I want to say.
Well, hang on.
No. Good.
Where you calling from, sir? Slow down. Where you calling from?
VA.
Okay. The biggest New York rat in history. Any thoughts?
Sammy the Bull. He did a whole lot, man. Look, but Star,
he did a lot.
He went to Arizona and got caught in the ecstasy ring. Remember that? He went to Arizona and got caught in the ecstasy ring.
Yeah. Hustling.
Remember that?
Yeah, ecstasy.
He did some motelling.
He
did some motelling out Arizona.
He told on the young boys. He was hustling pills and
yeah,
shit.
He was doing motelling. I didn't want to do it all in selling, Star. He was doing too much selling. Hey, Star, hey, look, I'm about to get off the phone, but can you tell me what it's called when you go in, when you bust in the house, you say you come in shooting in the air? What is that called?
Say again?
When you come in shooting in the air. When you come in somewhere, you come in shooting in the air like in the bank. What is that called? You say you call it something.
Yeah. I learned that from a shower posse nigga back early 80s. When he used to come in to rob a place, he would say, "I'm going to turn on the lights."
That's it. All right, I'm out.
Thank you for the call, man. Thank you. Yeah. I said, what? He said, "I'm going to turn on the lights." I got to be careful. Certain things by way of precedence I can't admit to. Braca, he's dead now. But he used to say, I'm going to turn on the lights. That's an old saying. The Yardis, when they would go into a place, bodega, and you, Baca, turning on the lights. Anyway, who's texting me? Hold on. Florida boy Jay. Oh, shit. FBJ repping Duval County, Jacksonville. Are you there, sir?
Real niggas in the building. Sorry, real niggas is in the building, man.
Yes,
What's
sir.
going on? What's popping?
Yes, sir. Hold on now. I got to ask you, please tell me this is cap, as you younger people say. Jaylen Brown dating Bernice, whatever her last name is, Burgos. Please tell me.
Burgos, yeah.
Oh, my God. She's a grandmother. Please tell me that's cap. This nigga just signed the biggest NBA deal.
They were in pictures. They were on vacation. Booed up, choosed up. Yeah, that was him with her. It's true. I don't know what their current status is now, but he was definitely seen with her, just like Quavo and a lot of these other rappers. She's still in the game.
Why?
Still in the game. And it's the same thing like Zion Williams, man. You got a lot of these niggas, sad to say, around my age, grow up on, we grew up with Instagram, easy access online, and we've seen these women. Now we got the bag, and we're going after the same, women that niggas didn't have access to before the millions came in.
Almighty.
That's what you're seeing. And to break the millions down, he did sign a contract worth $303 million.
Okay.
Average salary, $6 million a year. His base salary next year is $52 million. Then it goes to 56. The third year is $60 million. Fourth year is 64.9, and the last year is a $69.1 million contract a year. It's literally the biggest contract in NBA history. It's fully guaranteed, and he will be a free agent in 2029. But the issue that people, I guess, are having with this contract is the fact that it cash straps them for the foreseeable future. And yes, they will probably have enough money to pay Jason Tatum. Of course, they wouldn't have gave Jaylen Brown this much money if they don't have intentions on paying Jason Tatum. Because Jason Tatum is the number one option. But because of the new NBA salary cap and the rules, they won't be able to have a quality team around them like they do now. On top of the fact that Jaylen Brown is on the CBA, the Players Association Commission, committee, with a bunch of other people. They just signed a raw deal, which is being reported back that the deal was bullshit, right? Sorry for cursing.
No,
they said the deal was bullshit. Yeah, the deal was bullshit. And basically in the deal that you're either going to have a Jaylen Brown contract, you're either going to get a max, you're either going to be a multi-million-dollar contract, or you're going to really sign for the veterans minimum. They're kind of removing the middle class out of the NBA. So there's going to be a lot of players like this offseason where they're trying to get, their second, third contracts, and they have to sign for veteran minimum deals because the team is top-heavy when it comes to contracts.
Okay. All right. That's not my main topic, so I don't want to spend too much more time on that. Samuel, hold on. I see you in the queue. 516. Hold on. I'm coming to you next. All right, Florida Boy J, my main topic. Bronny James suffered cardiac arrest, not a heart attack. And 18 years of age, 6'3". You and I spoke earlier. You do know the difference between a heart attack, and cardiac arrest. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The heart attack. If he had a heart attack, his heart would have stop beating and whatnot. But I think the situation that we were asking is what may have. I haven't been listening to the show this whole time. I just went live. But you're basically asking what was maybe the cause of a heart attack? Or
No. Hold on a second. I'm going to go back just for those who may be tuning in late. Folks, a heart attack is when one of the coronary arteries becomes blocked. The heart muscle is robbed of its vital blood supply, and if left untreated, will begin to die because it's not getting enough oxygen. A cardiac arrest is when a person's heart stops pumping blood around their body and they stop breathing normally. So my question that I asked earlier, might Bronny James need a pacemaker? If his heart stopped, I don't know if that's similar to having a heart murmur. Well, a heart murmur is an erratic heartbeat. Do you think he may need a pacemaker at some point? And that's number one. Number two, has his value depreciated from whatever they were looking at him? Do you think he'll even be a top 10 draft choice into the NBA now?
Well, Bronny James, honestly, in the last 2 years has ascended up in his junior and senior in high school. He's, regardless of his height, he has a smoother game, a better jump shot than his dad, and he can definitely be in the league as some combo guard, especially if he improves his explosiveness with his athleticism, because he's very athletic to be 6'2". He can play above the rim. He isn't like a glider like Jordan, but at that 6'3" position, he passes great. He has a great jump shot, and he's one of the top recruits. And now that he's in college, he can definitely play himself in to the number 1 overall pick. It just depends on how his game translates in college. Now, if he has to get a heart murmur or anything,
pacemaker. And again, I'm guessing. I'm a high school dropout, but I've known people that needed a pacemaker. I've known a girl who used to she wore some type of little heart monitor thing on her chest, and the pussy was fire, but it was a little weird. She had this little thing on her chest to monitor her heart all the time. I was on coke. I'm scared that the bitch might die. Does he need that, a heart monitor now?
If it gets to the point where he needs a heart monitor, then I think his NBA stock would be in question, and we can have a conversation about the jeopardy of where he may fall in some sort of draft. If we have that type of conversation and it gets like that, then obviously I would probably opt out of even playing in the NBA and playing professional basketball on a high level if that's the case, because you don't want to drop on the court and be a Reggie Lewis or be a what's the guy? I forgot his name. He died in California. I forgot his name. But you don't want to be somebody who just passes out on court and dies, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants to see that.
If Bronny James passes out and dies on a court in the NBA, everybody will get sued. Everybody will get fucking sued. And I wish nothing bad upon his future career. Respect to his father, his mother, but I don't think he's going to be like some top pick now. At that age, that's like, having that type of, his heart stopped. A heart attack is when you have clogged arteries. You can get some type of heart surgery to unclog the arteries. That's what Arnold Schwarzenegger did. But cardiac arrest could mean that you have an irregular heartbeat. That may be some hereditary shit. Go ahead. To my knowledge.
Sorry, did we rule out the powder already?
Say again.
Did we rule out the powder already? The snow?
I don't want to put that on. Let's not do that. Come on, he's 18. Let's not put drugs. Let's not put drugs on the table unless you have any proof. Let's not do that, please. Come on.
Okay, cool. With the situation though, what if LeBron James knew? You said it's hereditary. What if it's something that he may know? And that's another reason why LeBron has been saying for years that when my son gets eligible for the NBA, I'm going to go to whatever team he goes on. So that protects the value of his son's draft position.
Okay, I don't know.
Because that may be something that he understands. Because like you just said, it could be hereditary. It could be something that could factor into him falling in the draft. And if that's so, LeBron James has already said, when my son declares the draft, I want to play for whatever team he plays on.
Right.
Depending on his skill set, if he's a free agent, any team that signs him is getting his son pretty much. And that's going to correlate between his draft position and where LeBron James goes. And that protects LeBron James' son's draft position at the end of the day, where he set foot years ago. That's how I see it.
If I can throw you one little curveball here, or maybe it's not a curveball for you. Have you ever heard of Len Bias? Len Bias.
Yeah, number 2, 1986 draft pick for the Boston Celtics, died over a coke overdose. Yeah.
2 days after he was drafted by the Celtics, he had a irregular, I think it was cardiac arrest, I'm not sure, due to cocaine. Due to cocaine, you know?
Yeah.
Bronny has Bronny has now had cardiac arrest. Bronny may be headed towards depression. He then may seek out the bottle. He may seek out some powder, whatever, you know, to take away the pressure of trying to live up to his father's, I'll even say, greatness. That's a high fucking risk, man, but I'll let you finish up. Go ahead.
Secondly, and the pressure from his little brother, who is now taller, and he's becoming more of a, you know, kind of a better prospect right now because he's already bigger, stronger, taller. And number 2, I'll say this, Len Bias, to me, was going to be outside of the passing. When it comes to athleticism, he was going to be LeBron James for LeBron James. If you look at his height, his size, the way he played his game, Michael Jordan would have never won 6 rings if Len Bias was alive to play with that Celtic team he was getting.
You don't know that. Stop it. Don't. That's so.
You don't believe that, Star? You don't believe that?
No. Len Bias.
You don't believe Len Bias?
Len Bias was on coke. He was going to crash and burn at some time. Don't try and take away any greatness from Michael Jordan. Stop the cap, as you
I'm
niggas
a Jordan
say.
head, but come on, man.
Len Bias like the booger sugar. He was not headed for the greatest. But go ahead and finish up. Go ahead.
Oh my God, man, that was it. Now, listen, we just went live. Perspective Facts podcast, episode 85. We just dropped the episode. Calling here, let you guys know. Head over to Florida Boy J.
Send
YouTube
me a link.
Channel, hit like button, subscribe.
Send me a link for tomorrow.
Definitely.
Community section. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Len Bias wasn't gonna outdo Michael Jordan. Stop the cap. Stop the cap, nigga. Samuel, you're up next, man. Sit tight. Hang on. You're up next. Guys on the screen, www.pushingforward.nyc. It's one of my sponsors. Ask for Joshua B., a great realtor in the New York tri-state area. Very knowledgeable guy with regards to residential or commercial properties, okay? The check-in report. Thank you. Okay, he sent me the video of my homie Reverend Al wearing the cowboy hat. Negotiating a coke deal. What year was that? Blade says, okay. Thank you, Blade. I need proof. I can't just blurt shit out. Rels got your donation. Okay, Rels, thank you, man. I actually had him as my number 1 rat earlier, but most of these people today, they don't know who he is. But thank you, man. Joseph Valachi. The Valachi. Hold on a second here. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong thing. Nowhere got you donation. The Red Man interview was from the Faded Truth podcast. Okay. I saw Method Man also spoke about Red Man not getting the shot. One of those radio shows. It may have been the Breakfast Club. I don't know if it's certain, but thank you, Nowhere, for your donation. 516, is that Samuel? Are you there? Area code 516.
Yeah, Storm here.
Hey, man. Good to hear from you.
Start. Yeah, I'm calling about this Bronny situation, man. I think his career is over before it started, honestly. I think because I think, first of all, he was already on the bubble. I think he's actually, when you look at Bronny these last few years, I think they've been doing some great marketing.
Okay.
Like the caller said before, Bronny has, LeBron said he wants to play to at least 40 to see if his son, he wants to play with them on the same team.
Right.
So I think with a lot of the marketing or a lot of the, the publicity, he's a solid player, but I don't think he's a top 5-star recruit. I think actually his brother, Bryce Maximus, he is the guy who has potential to be a superstar. I know he's only 16, but he's already 6'6". Bron is 6'9". He looks like he's actually heading towards possibly being 6'9", 6'10", and being a very good player.
Okay.
But I just hope this kid, he gets healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, now hang on a second. I want to intervene here, and I want to tell people who you are. On my showrunner right now is at Sam I Analyze on YouTube. That's your platform. You are a journalist. You also are a content creator. Tell people about your platform, how long you've been doing YouTube, and what they can expect when they come to your channel, please.
Sure, absolutely. If I could get a quick background, I'm actually one of the final Fantasy Phenom contestants for WFAN about 9 years ago now.
Okay.
And I made it. I was one of the final 6, and I when it was over, I finished top 3 in the voting.
Nice.
So since then, thank you. So since then, I've been analyzing sports all my life, but I started my channel about almost 2 months ago now.
Okay.
So it's fairly new, and I talk all sports, basketball, baseball, football, whatever anybody wants to talk about. I actually did a video 2 days ago about Mbappe with soccer. He was offered $1.1 billion by a Saudi team. My most recent video was a few hours ago. I spoke about the Saquon Barkley contract.
Okay.
And also Jaylen Brown, which you spoke about, with the highest contract in NBA history right now. But that's probably going to be eclipsed very soon.
Okay. So this is what you do. This is your world: sports, commentary, and journalism. Did you get your community section popping? Remember we spoke about that, building up that base.
Yes, I'm still working on that last piece.
Okay.
So I'll get that to you tomorrow.
Well, just send me a link to whatever it is that you post in your community section. Okay. So where are you from? The New York Tri-State. Well, where are you from with regards to your insight and your fan, position?
So when I do my show, I always introduce myself as Sam from Uniondale, because throughout the years, I want to say I'm sorry?
Long Island, New York?
Yes, Long Island. Yes, yes.
Uniondale.
So I used to do when I call ESPN FAN, they always knew me as Sam from Uniondale.
Nice.
And then when I just carry that over with the Fantasy Phenom, that's why I introduced myself as Sam from Uniondale, Long Island. So yes, I'm from Uniondale, Long Island, and we talk sports.
Yeah,
I talk sports.
Yeah. Well, hey man, I appreciate you as a new sponsor. When are you getting me that banner so we can get that in rotation?
That's what I'm working on. The banner, yes, I'm working on it. Should have it hopefully tomorrow.
Okay. Sam, good to talk to you, man. Keep me posted on your new videos that you post. And guys, you can check out Sam at Sam I Analyze. And your slogan is what? What is it again?
Let's analyze.
Let's analyze. Okay. Good to talk to you, man.
Have a good night.
Yes, sir. Take care. Back in the building, Star Report. I'm your host, Star, okay? Folks, we're going to continue our discussion about Bronny James suffered cardiac arrest, okay, during practice this past Monday. He's okay. He's back home with family. He's recovering. LeBron James and his beautiful wife, Savannah, are asking for privacy. However, we do want to get an idea of if he had any pre-existing conditions. This was not a heart attack. This was cardiac arrest. There is a difference, okay? Also, my showrunner, the biggest New York rat in history, okay, inspired by the homie, Maine Da Milkman from Behind the Bar 3.0. He had a gentleman on his show, Zip with the Drip. And he's from New York somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where, but he's done penitentiary time. He's getting his weight up, okay? And he and Brian Glaze Gibbs were going back and forth about something. I'm not sure, and I don't promote drama, so let's just be clear. However, he brought out the paperwork on Brian Glaze Gibbs, convicted, served time in the penitentiary. He cooperated. However, he preaches redemption. He makes it known. He's remorseful, regretful about what he did, the lives that he took. He's a murderer. No, it's not alleged. So that's where my showrunner comes from, because Zip with the Drip had the paperwork he was showing, the part about conclusion where it broke down things I didn't know about Brian Glaze Gibbs, about it made me say, wow. well, who is the biggest rat in New York history? So that's how we came to this particular showrunner. Okay, just want to say all that. Blade, I got your other donation. Blade says star John Gotti was a bigger rat than Gravano. Loudmouth Neapolitan, like somebody we know, dry snitched when he talked about Gravano's murders and got caught on federal wiretap. That's why Sammy did what he did. Yes, we know this. We know this. However, let's stick to the criteria, Blade. And that is, the biggest New York snitch. They had to have sent people, more than one person, to the penitentiary. And I don't know who John Gotti, other than, talking on a wiretap, as you said, who else he got convicted. Okay, but thank you for your donation again. Hold on a second. I put my hold on a second, guys. Send me your YouTube link, Samuel. That's how you get a wrench. If I didn't give it to you already, send me your YouTube link again right now. Okay. Let me go to area code. Wait a minute. Wait. 413. Good evening. Are you there? 413.
Yeah, I'm here. What's popping, Star?
Yes, sir. Wednesday evening, we are lit. Are you up to speed on the topics?
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's Panda the Cannon Man smoking on that Kush.
Okay.
I'm wavy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, you know what? Hands down, the biggest NYC rat is Sammy the Bull.
Okay.
Yeah, man, you nailed it. Like, there's nobody ever. Like, you gotta let's look at the whole scope of how deep his trial was, the attention it got. It was worldwide news, and even after the fact that he ratted, the book, then the television show, like it just transpired into a career of a rat. Like, this is what he's known for. No other NYC gangster that has spoke to the government, to the police, has been able to gain this much attention. So hands down.
Hang on a second. I want to interject. Hang on. I want to interject and say Joe Valachi. In my opinion, hang on. I haven't crunched the numbers, but I think Joe Valachi sent more people to the penitentiary. Sammy told on Gotti, yes, and he admitted to murders, yes. But who else did Sammy the Bull, Gravano, who else did he send to the penitentiary? We do have a criteria. Go ahead.
I hear you. I mean, numbers don't lie. Numbers do not lie. So, I mean,
I'm asking. No. Sir, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm asking you. Who did Sammy send to the penitentiary? We know he put the nail in Gotti's coffin, but Joe Valachi sat niggas down in the 60s. The 60s. He didn't wear a hood over his head like fucking Nicky Barnes. He sat right there and he said, "I want revenge." That was when you had ABC, CBS, and NBC. That was crazy, but that's going back very far. So let's bring it up to speed. Come on.
Yeah, no, totally. I do not know the names or the total amount of people that he put in prison, but the big dog was John Gotti. You know, I can't sit here and tell you, you know, if he put Quack in jail or I don't know the name of the other gangsters, but the big guy was John Gotti. You know, and that was a big whale.
Okay, now hang on a second. Let me ask you this. I haven't crunched the numbers, but I think that Brian Glaze Gibbs put more people in the penitentiary than Sammy the Bull Gravano. He told on a lot of people. He told on people that weren't even in his fucking crew, according to the paperwork. Zip the Drip put his paperwork on the goddamn TV screen. I'm reading this shit. I'm fucking hitting rewind on the goddamn laptop. Do you know how many people he told on? Brian Glaze Gibbs?
Nah, man, but he was a stone cold killer and crack king of New York.
Sir,
you know what I mean?
Fuck all that fly shit. Sir, fuck that fly shit. Fuck these monkeys running around. Yeah, we was driving the coupes with the custom seats. Fuck all that goofy shit. That man got people put in the penitentiary. Gibbs. Now, I respect him preaching redemption, but he sat niggas down. Are you up to speed?
No, he sat him down. He sat him down for a long time. So I mean, yeah, if we talking numbers like you said, he definitely got Gravano beat.
Brian Glaze Gibbs, you're welcome to call in, sir. You will be treated with respect, but please don't use my video, my audio, or my image. I have to say that to everybody. But go ahead, finish up, sir. Go ahead.
Can I speak on young Bronny?
Yeah, LeBron James, son, Bronny. What's going on, man? Shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's very unfortunate that the family is going through this, but like, come on, man. I mean, we all know he wanted to play ball, but a previous caller stated it like this was all hyped up by the media, you know, and they put his skill set, his basketball skill set, his stardom on a high platform, and it's sad that he's not going to be able to deliver, but you know, he can bow out gracefully with a health problem. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. He's not less of a man. He's not less of a person. But I think he will recover from this rather quickly, and still hold a strong character. And you know, he got his dad to back him up, which is LeBron is a good guy. You know what I mean? So I can't see him going down or spiraling down a bad path and making bad decisions, but who knows?
Oh,
but
no. Listen, I wish nothing bad upon him. If LeBron and his wife Savannah and Bronny decide he's going to change directions, man, I can only respect that because I don't have any biological kids that I claim, you know. But I would probably say, hey, come on, let's get you behind a desk. You know, it's not worth it. But go ahead and finish up.
He's in a perfect place too. Like, look, if he's not going to make it on a court, he'll make it working with Maverick somewhere, like in the film industry. Yeah. He's probably going to be able to get this story somehow on Netflix or Hulu, and they're going to be able to capitalize it on some type of like big screen. Right. So he will be fine. Bronny will be fine. Okay. But like another caller said, we gonna watch out for the young boy now, the young Bron, the young Bron. Okay. He's still growing, and big things to come. But man,
thank you for your call, sir, and be on the lookout for bitches with syphilis in H-Town. Thank you.
I will never go to H-Town or to A. I'm all set.
Folks, if you're just now joining me, syphilis is like through the roof in Houston, Texas. Be careful, okay? Okay, Blade, you got to give me a second. That's like a paragraph. Give me a second. Oh, Blade says Al Sharpton doesn't count. He didn't tell on any blacks. He was just trying to line up the Dagos. Well, you don't know that, Blade. He may have told on black people. We don't know that. I don't know that. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Is that white boy Rory? Boy Rory?
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on with you, man? Good to hear from you.
Sure.
Good to hear from you.
Yo, I want to add it's good to hear from you too, man. I want to add a couple of names to the rat list in New York. A couple people you forgot about.
Go ahead.
One, Snow Billy. Snow Billy put a lot of dudes away from Brooklyn. Snow Billy got to be on that list.
Okay.
Yo, Snow Billy, you my boy.
That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy.
Yeah, but he was snitching, Star. He was snitching.
He owns it. He owns it. He owns it.
Yeah, he owns it. Glaze, as far as Glaze goes, Glaze is a psychopath. Everybody knows Glaze, or knew of Glaze. Eric B. and Rakim, they did a song. I thought I was a donut. You tried to glaze me. He was out there taking people's heads off. He didn't care, men, women, and children. I don't want to really talk too bad about that guy because he's kind of crazy. It's easy to flip back into Freddy Krueger mode.
He's got a book out. I'm not really that familiar with his channel, but last time I went to his channel was today. Prior to that, it was well over months and months ago, and he's trying to help people by telling his story and being honest. I respect that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I respect it, but that dude was like a serial killer, Star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His numbers are like in the double digits. And,
yeah.
I
don't want to break bread with him. I'm just saying, he's trying.
Yeah, no. Yeah, exactly. Another thing, though. Sammy the Bull Gravano wasn't the biggest mob rat. There was a guy not too long ago, the head of the Bonanno family.
Right.
All right. The boss of the Bonanno family, Fat Joey Messino, he was the only boss of one of the 5 families to ever turn snitch. And he put away people for years.
Mm-hmm. Anthony Casso as well.
They're in the hundreds.
Anthony Casso as well.
Yeah, gas pipe. Mm-hmm. But Joey Messino was the boss. He wasn't an underboss. Yeah. He wasn't a capo. He was the actual boss, the only boss to ever turn state's evidence.
We got a whole list of people outside of quote unquote the urban culture. Jordan Belfort, Frank Serpico. The list goes on and on and on. Yeah, he told on the cops.
Troy Ave.
Would Troy Ave be technically a rat?
I just understand. Tell him. I mean.
But now to be fair, because I'm objective with this. I'm not on anybody's side. To be fair, I don't think he put the nail in Tax Tone's coffin. I think Tax Tone. I didn't pay attention to everything. Troll Babies, did Troy Ave? I think Troy Ave pretty much just cleared himself. Am I wrong, Rory? I could be wrong.
I don't know. I kind of thought he went into court with pointing people out. I mean, that's pretty much, the definition of snitching. You know what I mean?
But how many people went to the penitentiary?
That was a little bit of a weird case. I'll give you that.
How many people went to the penitentiary? That's the criteria tonight. In order to be on the list, you have to have sent people to the penitentiary. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I would say the top guy on that one that wasn't on the list was Fat Joey Messino.
Okay.
He definitely was up there. And the other thing with the other topic with Bronny,
Bronny James.
I don't know. It seems like a lot of black dudes are dying from the jab. don't seem like white athletes are really dropping like that. You got the guy in Buffalo. You had Bronny. You had that Dominican baseball player, that black dude. So I don't know. I think maybe it has something to do. A lot of people won't say it, but I'll say it. I think maybe they need to lay off the McDonald's, and the pineapple soda and stuff. I think that could play a part in it. Yeah, I think that could definitely play a part in it. Black people have never seen a bag of chips that they don't like. No, black people have never seen a bag of chips they don't like. It don't matter if it's sour cream and onion, right. If it's cheese doodles,
salt and vinegar,
so a jalapeno flavored popcorn. They don't give a shit. That's why when you go to the bodegas, you see like
fried chicken, hot Cheetos
against the walls, hot Cheetos. Putting Takis on the bacon, egg, and cheese. Putting hot Taki on the chopped cheese. There you go, living on chopped cheese. And and McDonald's and Burger King, and I think that might be a reason that their hearts exploded, or part of the reason.
Wow. Wow.
That a lot of these black dudes. Bronny is he was talented, right? Obviously, he was talented. He probably got some help from being the son of LeBron.
Of course.
But I guarantee he was eating that. Roscoe's and all of that. Fried chicken wings all the time, and turkey legs, and hell yeah, now and later. So I think that's part of the reason. I don't think it's just the jab. If it was just the jab, a lot.
Waffle House late night
would be dropping. Right? Come on, man.
Papados.
Papados. He should have slowed down on the mac and cheese and, doubled up on the collard greens.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. And, and like I said, and the Welch's grape soda and the pineapple soda and the 25-cent juice drinks, none of those things help. None of those things help.
Hang on, I got Melinda in the live chat. She said, Star, please check the white boy. Troy Ave technically didn't rap because he wasn't down with Taxstone. I have to agree. Ratting is if you were down with somebody and you guys committed a crime. That's snitching. You got caught. So, and that's not me trying to, cape for Troy Ave, but he and Taxstone weren't down together.
Yeah.
They went down together. Go ahead.
Well, Melinda's probably a mammy that shouldn't be all up in our conversation anyway. She sounds like she a mammy and trying to get involved in somebody's conversation. Mind your business, mammy.
Go ahead.
2023. You can go as crazy as you want in the streets, mammy, but don't get involved in other people's conversations. You feel me? Yeah.
What else, man? What else?
Yeah, so that was all I wanted to say. I think, the African-American diet probably plays a part in a lot of these younger people getting heart issues,
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm going to shut this down soon. Good to talk to you. Thanks for tapping in.
You too, Star. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Salute. Okay. The white Denzel, Rory tapping in. Big IKEA got your donation via PayPal. The PayPal link is on top of the live chat, folks, in case you don't have Cash App and you want to support the machine. Big IKEA says, I got to say, Star, Nikki Barnes, nigga, how you tell on your wife, LMAO. Frank Lucas is second. He told everybody too, along with his fam, the plug, the police, etc. One of the criterias, Big IKEA, is that you have to be born in New York. Frank Lucas, born in North Carolina. He became a Harlem drug lord, but not technically born in New York like the other people that we've been mentioning on the list, but Thank you for your donation, Big Aki. He also says, and I can't forget those guineas. They all did encores for the judge. All that Cosa Nostra bullshit, LOL, snitched for freedom and garlic knots. That's a fact. Guys, make sure you check out Devious J on YouTube. He just got a new video up. It's in my community section. Matt, let me promote this. Hold on a second, because I was really, really digging his new video, and the music was fire, okay? In my community section, scroll down. It's called Beef and Broccoli by Chubbs, okay? And please subscribe to Devious J's channel. Tell him I sent you. Okay. Spanky Bighead, I got your donation, has Rory and his people figured potato doesn't grow easily in Ireland. Hashtag try fishing. Okay, folks, I think we're done tonight. We've had a good discussion. Thank you for everybody who chimed in. And let me just say this again. I do not promote tension, beef, and or drama. So if anybody wants to call in, whether it's Zip the Drip, Brian Glaze Gibbs, you're welcome to call in separately. If not, I was just referencing the paperwork, and Brian Glaze Gibbs did respond to Zip the Drip. Let me see if I can real quickly, because I didn't promote his channel earlier. I got busy. Hold on. He responded. Okay. I'm just going to put the link to his YouTube channel in my live chat, okay? Tell him I sent you. Tell him we tried to be as objective as possible, okay? And make sure you pick up a copy of his book, The Brian Gibbs Glaze Story, Beyond Lucky.
Bye.